So a couple days ago, we had this bad accident, Fort Pierce, Florida, and this is around. This is on the turnpike north of Miami. Okay, where a driver of this semi truck tried to do a U-turn. Okay, right here, and it has a doggone sign that says no U-turn. Not just for cars, but for especially you trucks. And as a truck driver for over 20 years, I'm going to sit there and tell you guys, U-turns are a no-no, and most companies, all companies pretty much, if they see that you do a U-turn anywhere on a highway, it's automatic, you're canned. So what had happened was, and this is the reason why you don't do a U-turn, is because, well, a minivan ran up underneath there and 3 people were killed. Florida Highway Patrol is describing the wreck as a homicide investigation. Now, they have not released any names, okay, and the drivers are not arrested yet. I think they should be, just for the fact that, you know, there's clearly a sign that says no U-turns, and then they didn't observe it. They were both in their 20s. Now, obviously, one driver, I don't know how we have 2 drivers under the investigation, unless their logbooks sit there and say they weren't driving. So then who knows? But they were from California, okay? And their company was out of California. So the great job that our team does, and it's a team of independent people on Twitter, on X. And if you're not on X, if you're not on my X, you're missing a lot. Bonehead Truckers there, right? Maybe Danielle, that's her name, at Maybe Danielle. And what we found was the company was called Nighthawk Carriers. They're out of, surprise, Ceres, California. Let's take a look at where they're located at. Yeah, they're out of this house. They're out of this house, but hey, at least it's not an apartment complex. But this is where their house is. So we think, well, you know, they have 8 trucks, so I get it. For 8 trucks, you don't need you don't need a yard per se. A lot of companies, they're stationed out of their house. But let's look at this right here. Insurance details. Okay. We go here, Nighthawk Carriers. And it shows, all this information is public information. Okay. We're not doxing anyone. This is all public information, but it says the entity has a pending insurance cancellation. Now, does this entity have a pending census wreck? Probably not, because this stuff takes a while. Because Hope Trans was the thing in Terrell, Texas, in June. They're just now getting these red letters. Just now, and so this has probably been going on. This company is owned by a, let's go look at what's this searchcarriers.com. Now this, you guys ever heard of a Singh, with freaking Sikhs? This company is owned by a Kerr. Is there a name on here? I've seen the name somewhere. I'm trying to look to see if there's a name on here. But basically, Singh, the reason why people are from India are named Singh is that they don't have a last name. Okay? And so they have Singh as a male name. Instead of having it blank, that's a male name. And Kerr starts with a K. That's like a female name. So they don't have a last name, so that's what they put down. So that's the reason why you have so many Singhs. from what I gather. So that's where we're at with this. They have not released any names, okay? But when they do, we're going to sit here and watch it, and we're going to post it. Here's where I'm going to start offending some people. Some of you politically correct people that sit there and they say, Ike, you shouldn't judge somebody from where they're from. Oh, yes, I can. I'm an American. I get to do that. That's called freedom of speech. Okay? And I'm going to use that right now. I believe, in my opinion, that this company, the owner of this company and the drivers, I am predicting that the drivers of this company are foreign and probably, again, my opinion, have non-domicile CDLs. My opinion, my prediction. Okay? Also, I'm also predicting that these guys had broken English. Again, my prediction. And if that's what's going on, then probably what you have is all these way stations from California to, and you know, they're not just straight out. They've been driving all over the United States. But if this is the case, if these drivers, and the reason why they have not released the names, because people like to hold on to this information, and hopefully it'll just slide underneath the rug and no one will ask too many questions. How many of those way stations did they go through and no one checked them for their English proficiency? Again, this is a prediction. Now, is this company as bad as Hope Trans? Not from what I could tell. Hope Trans is a mess. Hope Trans is a mess. So I got in trouble by these LinkedIn people, like these brokers, these politically correct people. It says LinkedIn should be all professional. And I get it, it should be. But I stated, I was in a comment of someone, and you know, they tagged me in it and all that. And they said, and it was basically said, hey, we got a victory on this Hope Trans stuff, right? And I go and say that's great. You know, maybe their insurance is going to shut them down. The only problem is they're probably going to get another one. And the FMCSA will probably shut them down. But I said the people who own this company, Hope Trans, the people who I can't pronounce their names, and I legit can't pronounce their names, are probably going to open up another DOT name. And the politically correct police on there came up and says, hey, you need to not be so judgmental, and that's the reason why your fight is not going to go anywhere, because you keep on saying people with weird names that you can't pronounce. Well, I'm sorry, but the people of Hope Trans has weird names that I can't pronounce. That's legit. I'm calling it like I see it here, folks. I believe that truck drivers in America should be American citizens. Now, you could have a weird looking name and be a citizen, right? Absolutely. But don't you guys see a common denominator with all these bad wrecks? With people dying all over the country? Don't you see this common denominator? And no one's going to say nothing about it because they're afraid to get canceled? Well, listen, you can't cancel me. I run my own ship here, Bonehead Truckers. I run my own ship. Okay? That's just what I do. This is my channel. This is my brand. I own it. It makes money. Yes. This is what I do. I'm not employed by a company. Yeah, let's just say this. There's a lot of podcasters and radio hosts and TV personalities. If they say the wrong thing, they get canceled and they're out of a job. But Bonehead Truckers is my job. I own Bonehead Truckers. I'm an employee at Bonehead Truckers, and I could say what I want, and you could get mad at me, but you can't get me canceled. I'm here, and I'm going to say it I'm going to call it like I see it. There's a common denominator with these wrecks. Yes, we're going to cover accidents like we did at the Loves in Wichita, Kansas, where it's clearly an American truck driver that ran over another guy because he was a hothead. Okay? We're going to call it like I see it. Americans mess up too. But I'm telling you, labor dumping is happening. We should be strongly vetting these companies that go and get they create an authority and then they shut it down, or they get shut down, and the same people open up another one. And they're the ones that always get in a wreck. The bad ones. And doing the dumb stuff by either falling asleep in the middle of the day because you're running a team load as a solo driver and you can't speak English. You run over a bunch of people because you can't see that the freaking lane's closed because guess what? You can't speak English. Okay? Or you're running too hard. Or you're making a freaking illegal U-turn. I mean, you don't even have to know English to see this sign that says no U-turn. But you do it anyway. And what is the common denominator? The thing that they all want to, and I say all, I mean the media. They all want to sit there and ignore it. They want you to ignore it and you not to ask questions. Because they're not going to give it to you. Listen, I am the InfoWars of freaking trucking media here. Okay? Because I'm not going to play their games. If I see a bunch of freaking people that are foreigners, and they're clearly foreigners, I don't think they should be driving a truck in the United States of America. Unless you're an American freaking citizen. And guess what? If you're an American citizen, you're not a foreigner anymore. I don't care how weird your name looks. And if I could pronounce it or not, and trust me, I have a hard time pronouncing a lot of things. Not just people's names. But when you have freaking 30 letters to your name, and half of them look like symbols, okay? No one can read that. And you'll sit there and get mad at me because I sit there and I say, oh, you said you can't pronounce his name. Duh! And here's the deal. The people who got mad at me on Indeed were brokers. They were brokers. They weren't truck drivers. Okay? They didn't own carriers. Because guess what? The American truck drivers, the American carriers are on my side. Okay? I just say them. But I don't play those games. Like, okay? You know how we're sitting there talking about how Dooner got canned from Freight Waves? Allegedly. I don't know this whole situation, but I think he got canned. How much you want to bet it had something to do with that wreck, or no, that interview with Sean Duffy? How much you want to bet? Because it wasn't a 2 weeks after that? You imagine this. Being a podcaster, starting a podcast at your house, okay, out of nowhere. And then just a few years later, you become big and you're interviewing someone from the president's cabinet on your podcast. I mean, that's the highlight of your career. I mean, that is the highlight of your career, and a week later, you're canned. Coincidence? Coincidence at Freight Waves is tied to... Are they tied to the ATA? Are they tied? How are they tied? And listen, I got all the respect for someone like Craig Fuller that wants to create something big, and he's done it. He created something big. So I don't know the whole situation. I don't know. This is just my conspiracy. Again, I'm the InfoWars of trucking media. It's my freaking conspiracy. You know what? I'm going to create a website with nothing but... Listen, if someone wants to invest in that, like, I ain't got the money to have like a media website like InfoWars. If you don't know who InfoWars is, Alex Jones. and Owen Schroyer. But create that for trucking where we speak our mind and we don't answer to the ATA. And we're going to call out. We're going to call out the bad things in trucking, bad things in media, trucking media, if it's there. I mean, these wrecks that we've had in 2025, and listen, these aren't new. I'm just now getting onto, calling these things out. I've always seen them. I was like, we'll just do these funny videos and all this. Then I started to get passionate about it. And then people, when we had that first wreck that I covered earlier this year in Austin, Texas, people were on board. And then slowly people kind of got numb. They got numb to the fact that, we're getting used to it. We're getting complacent. People are getting complacent. Just do funny videos. Listen, I told you guys, I'm pro-trucker, pro-trucking, pro-America. And the only way it's going to get better is if we, not just me, we start calling out the stuff that we see, the common denominators. And again, you sit there and say, well, that's racist. That's xenophobia. That's, this, that, and over. Listen, I told you guys months ago, call me every Istanphobe that you want to. I'll raise my hand and say thank you. If that's what it's going to take to sit there and get you to shut up and sit there and argue the point that I'm making, argue against the point that I'm making, then I'm freaking right. And you know it. I called out this one from Loves in Wichita. Like I said, I called out that freaking drunk that ran over people. Was that in Indiana a few months ago? Wherever that was, Kentucky. I mean, I call him like I see it. Do I cover every single fatality accident in the country that involves a truck? No, I don't. Because, listen, I'd have 10 videos a day, it would seem like. Because it happens. What I'm calling out is that these things are predictable. We've got a corrupt system. California just said that we're not going to enforce the English proficiency mandate. We're not going to enforce it here. We don't care if you speak English or not. That's what they said in California. And imagine that. A company out of California with 2 Californian drivers, allegedly, are in this accident. Now, how'd they get here? Passing all these way stations? We're going to find out, I'm sure. We're going to find out if these drivers can speak English or not. But I'm not going to shut up about it. I'm absolutely not. And if you expect me to go and just let it all slide, just let it all slide. No, I'm not. I take this personally, man. I should be in the gym right now, trying to get all this blubber off of me. Okay? But it seems like, especially here on YouTube, now there's a few people that'll call this stuff out, and shout out to you guys. But there's a lot of people on YouTube, a lot of influencers, okay, that are afraid to be called a racist. They're afraid to go against the grain. I've spent my whole career on YouTube going against the grain. This is what I've done. I just go the way that I feel is right for me and what feels right and what I feel like I should do. And people get mad about that because I don't fall in line. I don't. I never have. I never freaking have. If I'm passionate about something, I'm going to say it. If I'm against something, I'm going to say it. I roll at my speed. I roll how I want. And I'm pretty successful at doing it. Doing U-turns on the interstate, I don't even, this is a freeway technically, not the interstate, but Why are we doing this? I mean, you killed 3 people. And again, I'm going to press. Other people are going to press, like the ATU. But we need more people to call this stuff out. Not just us. We need... Listen, I get it. Some of you guys don't want to lose a sponsorship. A stupid sponsorship. Listen, if a sponsor drops me because of my views, my views, not my YouTube views, but because of my opinions, then I probably didn't need that sponsor in the first place, right? Usually a video like this, certain companies, I won't put their name on here. I got the okay from TRC Freight though. I'll say that. Yeah. I asked Josh, owner of TRC, it's like, hey, what about these, when I cover these wrecks, when I cover these, and a lot of them are foreigners. Guess what he says? I want my name in that. I want the TRC brand name in that. I want to be on your side on this. Because I told him, I was like, hey, I'm just trying to protect you. Because when I do stuff like this, people come knocking. They do. People come around and they sit there and they'll give you calls. They'll give you letters. They'll threaten you. Josh is not an intimidated kind of guy. He doesn't really intimidate very well. He's kind of been, and again, I mean, that's the reason why I'll say their name. The other ones, I don't say their name. You call him up and you sit there and say, oh, Ike is, he's being racist or phobic. You know, and they say, hey, we don't want to have anything to do with that. Then they don't. That's, you know, it is what it is. I understand it's their business. But I will say this, is that I'm not going to shut up about it. I'm not. I'm absolutely not. And I'm sorry this video is going long. We usually don't go too much longer than 12, 15 minutes, but I'm passionate about this. I'm getting fed up. I mean, we go a good stretch for about a month. We went a month without a major accident. We went from June 30th, I believe, June 29th, 28th, somewhere around in there, was when we had that wreck in Terrell, Texas. And we went, you know, good month and a half. And now here we are. We're back talking about him again. Guys, my viewers that support me in this and my fight against all this, man, I got nothing but love for you guys. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me and supporting me in this. And I appreciate you guys that still hang on, but you know what? I don't like hearing about it. But you're still here. I appreciate you guys too. Understand I'm passionate about it. And I have a voice. Used to, I had a voice, but I was, you know, this was taboo. And really, was it taboo? It was like, oh, it's one of those deals, right? It's like, okay, you know, it's not that bad. Oh, it's gotten bad. It's gotten bad. It's gotten real bad. 10 years ago, because I was on YouTube 10 years ago, was it this bad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I was out there vlogging and doing all this. Yeah, I'd have a Bonehead Truckers video every now and then. But now, 2025, we have a chance to stop this. Stop H1B1 truck drivers getting into trucks in America. Stop Mexican trucks from getting past, 30 or 40 miles past the border. Drop off your load at the border, have an American truck driver pick it up. Not a Canadian driver, an American driver. Sorry, Canada, my favorite snow Mexicans up there probably agree with me. Okay, my boy Mike Holden up there. I see you sharing my videos. We gotta get on another cruise there, buddy. But he's a snow Mexican. He don't come to America. We don't. Last time I think he was in America, he went on a cruise with us. I don't know, he may have been since then, but yeah, he stays up there. And they got the same issues, probably worse, up there in Canada. And I get a lot of support from my snow Mexican friends. I do. I'm sorry, not sorry, but I'm passionate about it, and I'm not going to stop fighting. Bonehead Truckers, we're gone.
So with all the bad companies out there, where's all the good companies at? Well, right here, TRC Freight. I've been telling you guys about TRC Freight for how many years now? What makes us better is that we're transparent, okay? You negotiate your load, you get the rate con. Sometimes we book a load for you. Guess what you get? The rate con. If you book a load for $1,000, you get 88% of that $1,000. We don't mess with the logs here. If you have hours, you have hours. If you don't have hours, you don't have hours. We're not going to go and sit there and says, hey, Mr. Joe Bob truck driver, we're going to change your hours. We're going to need you to run 20 hours on this load. We don't do that here. We are an American company, ran right here in the United States of America. We have United States citizens. When you call us, you're calling us United States citizen. Okay, that's big today. I'm just sitting there saying, okay, and the owner of TRC Freight is a Marine. You just don't mess with Marines, okay? There's some patriotic son of guns. I'm just sitting there telling you. Listen, if you want to find out more about us, give us a holler. TRC Freight, trcandme.com is our website. 88% full transparency. We don't hide anything from you. You come over here, you know what you're getting. And I'm telling you right now, we're Americans over here. That means something. trcandme.com.